It's time for Gardening Inside Out, a live show offering you plant advice for any space in your life. Introducing your perennial hosts, David Bates and Josh Carey.
Hey, and welcome in, everybody. It's Saturday morning. It's time for Gardening Inside Out.
It is indeed.
It is. It's right here from the Green Room Studios at Bates Nursery and Garden Center.
You are correct.
And the entire cast is in studio this morning.
Everyone is present and accounted for.
In their places.
Present and unaccounted for. I'm not sure how that is exactly, but
Do we have to audit?
Maybe we'll get around to that.
Okay.
I do understand we have a lot of questions.
We do.
And we're going to get right to the first course of business, which is, in our case, is the weather. And today, can you say stellar? Because that star in the sky is giving us stellar conditions today. 77 degrees and partly cloudy. Gorgeous. Absolutely fabulous day. 52 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, more of the same except no clouds. 79, 51 on Sunday. A little warmer. 85, 55 on Monday. And we sneak back up to close to the edge of 90, if not there by Tuesday. 90, 62, 89, 65 Wednesday. And then there's a chance of showers as we move through the latter part of the week. And that would be good because although many of us got some rain over the weekend, not a lot. I'm going to look at the big radar map here, and that kind of gives you an idea of most of everything precipitation-wise is east of us, be it north or south. It's all to the east. We got nothing happening right now. And if you look at our weather station here, we did receive 0.07 of an inch of rain overnight, which made us 1.45 for the week. So a little quick math tells you that 1.38 inches came on Sunday, the first of the month.
Yes,
hence
great.
The week and the month numbers being identical, and we're knocking on the door of 36 inches for the year. So we're really close to our seasonal average. However, we have not gotten much in the last month. I mean, the entire whole month. And the rain that we have gotten has been enough, but only just. So we'd love to have some more rain. There's a lot of dry turf areas around, and actually, for turf, that's probably the way it is. If you're going to be watering, and you should be, if you've got things that are planted, water those things that you're concentrating on keeping alive.
Yes.
If you've put money in Japanese maples and whatever,
cherries,
eclipse, you probably should be watering them. So just be mindful of that.
Proving grounds over the weekend got about 2.38 inches in the Bates-O-Matic 2000.
My brother Mark in Brentwood got about a similar amount. So, however, there were other areas that got nothing.
Right.
So I was just really grateful here at the nursery. Nothing was not what we got. We got a good amount, and it helped out our watering situation, and we're grateful for that. But we're also grateful for, Josh, is that it's not just me and you.
It's not.
No.
It's not about us all the time anymore?
Not anymore.
Okay.
There was a time, but that time has passed.
Yes.
And now we have an expanded cast of expertise.
We're blessed to have them.
Very much so.
Yes.
Caroline Gant, Austin Lowen, welcome in, guys. Glad to have you this morning.
Good morning.
Get your mic.
Tyler.
There you go.
Tyler has us muted.
He's sabotaging us.
Yeah.
Tyler,
you know what? Show your face.
Why?
Tyler
Good. Everyone loves the Tyler.
To prove you're live.
I'm here.
He's live.
Cam.
He is live.
Working away. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Tyler.
Let's get some garden info out there.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're always presenting challenges for Tyler because we put him in what could be deemed as awkward situations.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm challenged, all right.
Yeah, we're not needy or anything, are we, Tyler?
especially you.
No, not the last minute request to put images up on or video.
Yeah, just before showtime, 15 seconds to go. Oh, I got
forgot.
these images. I just sent them to you. So,
No.
Anyway.
I'll think about stuff the night before, and I'm like, I should send this to Tyler probably, and then I'm like, nah.
I want to know.
I'll wait till I get there.
Austin was in a full 30 minutes early today
I
because he was
was.
in the front office making notes because he says, I didn't want to do it last night.
Yeah.
I get it.
Y'all, I write notes for this show. Isn't that crazy?
You're
Yeah,
so
it's called
prepared.
show prep.
I didn't even write notes in like school.
You love this more than school.
I do. I definitely love this more than school.
We all do.
Glad to be here. I'm glad we're all here. David, you're here. We're all here.
We're
It's
all
great.
here. We're doing it.
Everyone. And we're glad all of you guys out there are here because we're going to talk about the things that are on your gardening minds and maybe whatever else. You don't know, but we're really easy to get a hold of through all of our various social media connections,
Yes.
be it through Facebook, through Instagram. You can email us, and that email address is gardeninginsideout@gmail.com. So if
Yes.
you've got a real-time question you want, use any one of those three to do it while we're broadcasting live on the air, which is, by the way, in Central Time, it's from 8 until 9 o'clock on Saturday mornings.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're watching us at a delayed time, which is cool, too. You just can't interact live. So, with that said, let's move forward and see what's on. Have you guys got anything else on your mind before we move into questions? I mean,
I think that everybody just has gardening on the mind. But we have
It's
like
that
25
time.
questions today, and
Wow.
I think people are just like, okay,
It's
fall
time.
is kind of hit. If everybody thinks, not everybody, but a lot of people know, great planting time in the fall. Like the fall's the time to do it,
Awesome.
and we're ready to roll.
We're gearing up. It's
All right.
time. I'm ready to plant, but we haven't had any rain, so I'm not going to dig.
hey, Bridget's back.
Bridget is back.
Yes.
Welcome home, Bridget.
You know,
Yes.
Our little sister was gone for a minute, and we missed her, so she got back to work yesterday. So welcome back, Bridget. We're going to find a way to incorporate her more frequently into this program. So we're working on that. We talked about it some yesterday. So stay tuned.
Bridget is coming in. Our grass girl is back. So let's start with some annual questions. The seasons are changing. As we discussed, it's cooling off. We have the first question is it too late to cut back impatiens to get them to bloom more?
Hey, what a good question. Cutting back annuals. Something that we all should be doing more that we don't. They get leggy, they get a little tired this time of year. And yeah, giving them a great cutback right now, they still have enough time to rebloom for you. So yeah, go ahead.
Close.
It's close. You're right. It's close. And they may not give you that full bloom again. And honestly, what you could do is, like, if you don't want to cut them back, like, it's pansy season time now. So if you wanted to just switch out for pansies, you might think about doing that.
You love pansies.
I do love pansies. And I said a little line the other day that I was so proud of. It just came to me. And I was like, you need to get them in now so we get them leafy and beefy.
Yep.
And that way they keep blooming through the winter.
He ran into
doesn't that make
the
sense?
houseplant greenhouse and was like, Caroline,
I was so
just
happy.
came up with the new tagline.
I told everybody.
Have you put that on the refrigerator at home yet so you can?
I'm going to have to. I'm going to.
We need a new sticker.
Tyler, make new stickers.
Leafy,
Get the
leafy
sticker
and
gang.
beefy.
Okay,
Leafy
add it
and
to the
beefy.
pile.
But I'm with you on that because the secret to having great pansies over the winter is not waiting until your summer annuals look bad.
Yeah.
It's time to get those out, really soon. Get the pansies in, and of course, if you're going to plant bulbs in with them,
Oh, yeah.
you got to do that at the same time to really keep from disturbing things, and it makes for one absolutely spectacular springtime show.
It does. And you know what's funny about pansies is it's kind of the same thing as in the spring. It's like right now we have to kind of get rid of those tired summer annuals to put in pansies. In the springtime, we have to get rid of those tired pansies, and actually not even tired, like still okay looking pansies to get our summer stuff in.
That's always, I think, the tougher one
It
because
is.
pansies are looking so strong in May, and you go,
I'm not going to pull them.
you got to get rid of them.
You got to make room for the summer stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
you've
you do.
always said that they're very misnamed.
They're not pansies at all.
Not at all.
No.
They are so
They're
hardy.
very tough. I don't know how the term pansy got connected with something that was in any way less than, but they weren't talking about the plants.
No.
Because they are quite tough. They can handle the cold weather.
They're so cool when they've got
Yeah.
snow on them.
They're real pretty.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They survive. Hey, our next question comes from Miriam. Good morning, Miriam. Hi.
Love you.
When is it time to say goodbye to my petunias? I love them so.
That's-
My misty lilacs are looking fantastic right now. I'm not ready to pull them up. I'm
Not
gonna wait.
R2.
And pansies, petunias rather, are another very cold weather tolerant annual. So that's where it's most difficult because, but it also, if you are going to do pansies, it really creates the greatest conflict because they're going to still be looking good and you're going to be taking them out. So, it's just the way it is.
And the thing with petunias right now is that if they are looking leggy and tired, like David just said, they're a very cool season annual. Like they can handle some cold. So if you did, Miriam, give those a good cutback, like to the top of the dirt pretty much, they're going to reshoot leaves and reshoot blooms. And those blooms will last.
Are you going to do that with yours?
I've already done that. I did it like a month ago.
Are you going to do it again?
No, I don't need to. They look perfect.
That's the deal. It's timing.
Yes.
A month ago was the time.
And now they look like little shrubs. I mean, they're really, really pretty
When
right
are you
now.
pulling yours up?
I'm not going to.
You're going to leave them up all winter?
For a while, yeah. I don't usually plant pansies in that spot. It's too big. It's too much.
Too much work.
Yeah. The petunias spread and they get crazy, like big. Like my pansies, I got to put like 1 million of them in the same
Gotta go
spot.
wild.
Yeah, I'm too cheap for that.
That's true. Well, our next comment, it's not really a question, is about Austin that says, tell Austin that now is the time to plant pansies.
You ain't got to tell me that. Who said that?
That was Lee.
Lee. What's up, Lee? I love you.
Good morning, Lee.
It's good to hear from you. But I know, Lee, I've been saying this. Yes, it's pansy time. People ask me, like, is it too early for pansies? I'm like, the growers have been growing the pansies to get them ready for us for the past, like, month.
Austin,
Y'all.
don't hold back. Say what you feel.
Yell into that microphone. So wild.
Look, I love Lee, so I'm not going to... Lee,
We
you're
know
cool.
you do. I think Lee loves you as well.
Lee,
Joyce
come out and
says
get some pansies.
Now, we have another thing about...
Did you see Joyce's comment?
Not yet, because we
Okay.
have a whole Austin
Oh,
section
okay.
right now.
Oh, gosh.
Austin
What a
loves
saga.
it.
He's blushing. Here we go.
Not blushing yet.
Pretty pleased with the cherry on top. Tell us why Austin's nickname is Kev. I'm dying to know that story.
Secret.
Alter ego.
It's my
Alter
alter
ego.
ego. That's as far as we can go.
But it's
Is it?
only when he's making deliveries, and that's been a while.
That's been a while, yeah. Yeah, there for a while. Okay, so Kev came about because I was a fill-in delivery guy. You know, we all have to pull, around out here and like help out where we're needed.
Yes.
And at that point in my life, I was needed in that truck. And whenever I'm on that road,
You're Kev.
Last man
Kev.
standing right now. Okay.
pretty
I've been
much.
there, Austin.
It was as much to help us identify who was in the truck and what and where did Austin go. Kev's out
Kev's
on
here.
delivery, so that's what that's all about.
Yeah, watch out. If Kev's bringing you a delivery, get kind of wild.
Also, when you're like cutting stuff,
Yeah,
having a
just
good
getting wild
time.
in general.
Yeah,
I
that's his
can get
wild
there.
name.
Uh-huh.
All right, so Joyce did ask, I can't do pansies. What
She
is an
just
alternative?
can't do
She just
pansies.
can't do pansies.
Joyce.
I
Joyce.
love pansies and
Joyce,
violas.
I saw you yesterday. Why can't you do pansies? I'm confused.
Maybe
by
she
this.
doesn't like how they look.
Joyce surely loves pansies, right?
Joyce, let us know.
Joyce,
Let
tell us
know
now in the
why.
comments, like now, like live, like why can't
We're
you
just
do
going to
pansies?
sit here in silence
What's up
while we
with that?
wait for you to comment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just kidding. We're not going to do that.
we didn't even have a plant sale going on yesterday in Joyce.
Now, while we wait for Joyce's response, we
Yes.
have multiple questions asking when the Isley truck will be here.
Yes.
We got a live question. We got him in last night.
Okay. Good question. I talked to Julie yesterday, our buyer of all of our plants, who's fantastic. We love you, Jules. It is coming in not next week, but the week after, supposedly on Monday.
Right.
What?
Joyce's response.
So yes, Isley next
Week,
this coming up Monday, the
Monday
next.
week.
Y'all get ready
Yes.
for Japanese maple. I mean, when that truck arrives, everyone at the nursery wants to help
It's
unload.
not unusual, in all seriousness, for us to have 15 or 20 people just hanging around.
Yeah, when we're unloading it.
Watching the truck being unloaded because, I mean, and in honesty, they don't want to be here bad enough to come in on their day off. But if they get here on a Monday and Austin and Caroline are off, they're disappointed because they a little disappointed.
Always on a Monday.
It's always on, yeah.
I know, it
because
does seem-
I might have
ship
to come in that
They
Monday.
ship out on a Friday and then they come from the West Coast and then they're here on Monday. So that's just the way it happens to work. So.
And what's funny, I'm not even the exception. There's been a few Mondays over the years that I've worked here where I've come in to see the Isley truck on my day off. Just to see it.
You're so committed.
I am.
It gets more oohs and ahs
Yes.
per plant than anything else. That's
We
for
should
certain.
live stream that. No, we shouldn't. That might get too
Yeah.
wild.
No, we should. Tyler, you get that going. Okay?
Tyler, you got to come in on a
Film
Monday
us.
now.
Okay.
And then
Live
we
stream.
can get GoPros for all
Toss
the
it on the pile.
unloaders.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yes, Tyler, go ahead and get on Amazon, start some shopping, get some GoPros.
going
But
on
let's
the
go
pile.
ahead and get to what Joyce's response was. Joyce says, yuck, pansies.
Oh my Joyce!
Them's fighting words for Ken.
Shocking.
You have shocked me. Yes, Joyce. I'm amazed by this. I'm speechless.
Okay, then violas. Plant those.
She probably doesn't like violas either.
I know,
doubt
I'm
she likes-
joking.
Although I like those better than pansies, but
They're more.
I mean Dusty Miller, but that's not going to bloom.
They're
Mine stayed
much
up all
more
winter.
cold weather tolerant.
Yeah.
Violas are. They'll go down at least 10 degrees colder and without damage to them at all. I've never seen violas freeze out, but pansies can if it's cold enough.
Well, maybe that's why she
normally
says yuck pansies. Maybe
Ornamental
she could go
greens.
with
I just
violas.
There you go.
taken aback.
Austin's
by
just
Joyce.
shocked. He might not be able to answer any more questions
how
today.
could you look at beautiful, cute little flowers and be like, yuck?
All the colors.
All the colors.
All the colors.
Yeah. Joyce,
I think it's okay, Joyce. I support
Okay.
this.
I'm okay with anything Joyce does because she's cool. But she doesn't like pansies.
Cool.
The emotional Austin camera.
All right, let's get to some more questions because we got so many. My honeysuckle never bloomed this year. It was planted in early June. Am I just being impatient? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of
Getting
a
those
theme.
roots established.
It is. It happens. Like sometimes new plantings just don't bloom on the first season. It's just kind of part of it.
They
that's
are
okay.
a sun plant, by the way.
Yes.
They'll grow in the shade, but you're not going to get flowers in the shade.
Mm-hmm.
Not very many, so just FYI.
Keep
Yes.
them away from the chain link fence.
They can run.
You'll never get it out.
You'll never get it out.
But you know what? Yes. Just be patient. Next summer, they're going to be blooming.
They're gonna go
Trust me.
wild.
Yep.
All right, way overgrown crepe myrtles. Is it too early to prune? Should I wait for October temps? Really hate 'em big, is what they said.
Well, I've got a similar scenario where I've got a two big.
You've been
crepe
talking
myrtle.
about pruning this crepe myrtle for 2 years now.
Not 2 years. Just last year. Just once. We and Tyler never got it done. We're doing it this year. But no, yeah, you're right. It's a little bit too early. Let's let them finish up, okay? They're probably still blooming, to be honest. And then they still have some leaves. Mine have shed some leaves, and they're starting to shed a little bit. But yeah, too early to prune. Let them go truly dormant over the winter. We are going to prune them up. And I can help you with that if you need help on how to get that done properly.
But just for shaping, you don't
Yeah.
really want to cut. If you're going to cut a crepe myrtle hard, wait until after the worst of the winter is over because they are susceptible to freeze back damage. And if they get freeze damage and you have to cut them back and you've already cut them back, that means you may have to cut them back again. So
Exactly.
just
I
it's
sure
more
hope my
efficient.
wife is listening today.
It is a thing. So, you know, I encourage, you know, you get these little balls on the ends of crepe myrtles. Those are just little seed pods. Just shear those off. It makes it look a little nicer, perhaps. So it cleans it up a lot. Maybe you cut it a little heavier than that. But other than that, just be patient.
yeah.
Yeah, patience and gardening, that's a big thing.
It's one of the biggest.
Timing.
Hey, Joyce got back to us.
Joyce.
Joyce said that's the problem. Too many colors.
Well, then just, Joyce, stick with one color that you love and roll with it.
Just
like,
What's your favorite football team?
like,
No.
What color?
That wouldn't work. No.
Joyce,
No.
just get a pot and fill it with just white pansies.
Oh, beautiful.
It's stunning.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Joyce,
Or
you can't
black
say me you wouldn't
pansies.
love
Go
that.
Yes.
goth.
Orange.
You know, black pansies are cool to look at close, but you can't see them from a distance. That
I
is-
don't
love them.
I mean, if you've got a planter right by the walkway, but driving down the highway, they will get no attention.
That's
But
true. You
but
won't see them.
White pansies will show up.
Yeah. Come on, Joyce.
That's
Don't mix
true.
colors. I don't like to do that all that much either.
Oh.
Just
Joyce,
pick
keep,
one.
keep
Pick
us
one and roll
updated.
with
Keep
it.
talking about
Joyce
these
is on a tear
pansies.
this morning.
Joyce, stay on that tear. And we already talked about black pansies, so let's stay on the black topic. Trees are covered with this black sticky stuff.
Oh, boy.
It's getting everywhere under them. Help. This is a
Join the club.
reoccurring question. It's
Y'all.
a popular thing.
The woolly aphids this year are, I mean, woolly aphids are out every year, but this year it seems heavy, doesn't it? Don't y'all feel
Yes.
like?
Yes, it
I mean,
seems
around the
worse than
nursery, they're
usual.
everywhere. They're flying in beards and like.
Oh, yeah.
Mac
Our
up
bag
your
loader
nose.
Mac has giant hair, and I would say he usually has about 20, 25 aphids in his hair all day.
Yesterday, I leaf blowed Mac's hair. He shook his hair out because he had so many woolly aphids in it. I was leaf blowing him. So that's what you're seeing, okay? This is the woolly aphids.
He could be called Woolly just
Yes.
because he
Yeah.
is a woolly kind of guy.
He's hilarious. I love that guy.
Yeah,
but
Mac
anyway,
is great.
we don't love the woolly aphids, and that's what's happening, y'all. The hackberry trees are black. Crepe myrtles are black. Like, and
Anything near them is black.
is black, yes. And it's just been a heavy year for that. And it's a really hard thing to discuss on how to get rid of that. But just because if you get rid of it on your tree, that doesn't mean your neighbor's not going to have a hackberry tree that's got a million woolly aphids too. So it's something we're all dealing with right now. I've had to go through the car wash twice in like a week because of how bad my truck's getting, because of where we park around our trees.
You went through twice?
Twice.
That's big
Twice.
for you.
That's a lot. Car washes are expensive, man.
Yeah,
I
I
paid
know, I
like
spent-
$25
That's what I paid the other day to bring mine through.
for the stupid woolly aphids.
I know, they're the worst. Hey,
a great
Lisa
family-
Smith
yeah, go ahead.
Lisa Smith on Facebook votes white for Joyce's pansy colors, and Joyce also says, let's hop back to the Gardening Inside Out page. I think Joyce is with white as well.
Maybe.
See,
She
Joyce?
says
Maybe
all white.
Yeah.
And then she says, "Oh, I don't love crepe myrtle either." Joyce is on a tear.
You're so mad.
Get it, Joyce.
You're so mad.
Joyce, I will say I don't love crepe myrtle, and I finally planted one last year, and it hasn't bloomed. So I'm back to not liking them.
No.
I thought I did, and I've
dark
returned.
foliage
gonna
on
bloom
some, the
next
new
year.
ones with the dark foliage.
I do have the like
Oh,
almost
God.
black foliage on mine, which I love. It's planted with my purple blue stem and St. John's wort. It looks good, but no blooms.
You know what? The
Why?
thing of it is that Joyce is an avid gardener.
She is.
Yes.
And avid gardeners have one thing in common that no matter what your gardening thing is, if it's natives, if it's trees, shrubs, if it's annuals, no matter what it is, perennials,
Pansies.
or
Crepe myrtles.
it could be tropicals.
Yes.
There is an earth mix
Yes.
product specifically
Yes.
for that particular application.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way that the earth mix product line has been developed, is to give you products that optimize the growth potential for whatever it is that you're planting it is. And I know you know this well,
I-
Josh, because you've been a long time user of earth
I
mix.
remember.
And what are the things that you like to say with respect to what else you need besides earth mix?
Water, sunshine, and plants.
Yeah.
Period. That's the end of story.
And
okay.
Earth Mix line of products are pre-mixed. Now, there are some standalone products such as Viragra, which is earthworm castings,
Yes.
or Magic, the mushroom compost. But there also are other products such as Landscape, which is a premium soil conditioner, Garden, which is essentially the flagship product of the Earth Mix line. It is a prepared soil blend that brings you all of the best things that Mother Nature has to offer. And of course, there are other prepared planter mixes, Proganics O for outdoor professional growing mix, and Proganics I for indoor. And that's the one you'll hear Caroline talk about a lot. The one thing in common with all Earth Mix blends is there is no peat.
None.
You will never get fungus gnats
Nope.
because you don't have peat in it. And when you don't have peat in there, and the fungus gnats are not injurious, but they are annoying.
Yes, they are.
So,
ask my daughter who didn't use Earth Mix on one.
Shame.
I shamed her. I took her out of the will.
Yeah, maybe she can work her way back in. And
She's probably all
by going to any location that one of the great people, great suppliers in the Earth Mix network, check it out at earthmix.net. Click on the Find Earth Mix tab there in the upper right corner. And once you're there, you'll see that there is an entire map of all around Middle Tennessee, Kentucky, Northern Alabama, Western North Carolina, and Idaho. Way out there, Victory Garden. So a big shout out to them as always. Either put your address in for turn-by-turn directions, or you can just zoom in for a location nearest you. We also give you a listing down below of, not trying to do the world view here, of all the locations by state and by city. So you can check out what they've got over at earthmix.net. Just remember this. Success in gardening begins at the ground level when you use Earth Mix garden products. And we appreciate you giving us a moment to talk about that.
Absolutely.
And to help take the work and the increase your success rate in gardening.
It keeps you in the will.
There is that
That's
aspect.
important.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So thanks again, guys.
The estate that we've got. Oh, come on.
All those pots,
Yes. Yes.
all those whipcords.
She did not put this plant, and it wasn't my indoor daughter, because I've got two. I've got an indoor
your
girl and
outdoor
an
daughter.
outdoor girl.
Okay.
The outdoor girl bought an indoor plant and bought some cheap stuff and brought the fungus gnats in. Uh-huh.
That does happen.
Is this the one who works with animals?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't want. I'm not going to name names.
Okay. Because I've only got two. It's not Aaron.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's the
not,
other one.
It's
Yes,
the other one that begins with
Listen,
E.
we all make
With-
mistakes.
Eliza. Okay.
Oh, you let that name slip. Hey, Joyce
okay.
does say she does like Earth Mix,
Yes,
though.
she does.
Of course, she
Joyce
does.
likes Earth Mix. Everybody loves
She comes
Earth
in and
Mix.
buys her plants and always gets a bag or two or something.
I'm getting Earth Mix today. I'm buying Landscape today.
I loaded some bags for you the other day, Joyce. You're welcome.
You're welcome for that. He got tired after that.
No, I didn't.
Hey, and then Risha said, I did a white pansies with bluish white pansies in a gray pot. It turned out beautiful.
Yeah, Reesh knows. Reesh, what's
Reesh
up?
does know.
Butterfly bush, Reesh. You know pansies.
Yeah.
Joyce.
Yes, she does. And speaking of pansies and us knowing stuff, I mean, there's still stuff going around. I know we're going into fall. It's almost winter time. Stuff is blooming everywhere.
Almost
There's
winter?
trees.
Is
You know what?
what?
I'm just killing time while Tyler gets that button pushed.
With Austin.
Thanks, Tyler.
You're welcome, bro.
You actually hate to have to say push the button.
Push
Tyler.
the button. Maybe that's what I'll start doing.
You have no idea
the button.
what's
Tyler.
going on over here.
It's all good. Y'all, things are still blooming. You
Doing
know,
great, Tyler.
we're going to start with blue, okay? Reese just said something about blue. The blue mistflower, ageratum, our native ageratum on the sides of the interstates and stuff. They're in bloom, okay? Echinacea and black-eyed Susan still going. Yep. Just about
More
done, though. Y'all
favorites.
need to get out and deadhead those black yuck blooms.
Or
all right,
leave 'em.
Heliopsis. What do you even know about Heliopsis? We got some right there. Caroline's
Yep.
going to talk about it soon. Coreopsis, another is. Sedum, still going. Hey, you know what, Caroline? You made fun of me this spring because I said yucca was in bloom, and I was like, hey, yucca also reblooms in the fall. And you
I
were
have
like,
never
"What?"
had mine rebloom.
Well, they're blooming. Look around town.
I will. I'll
Open
make
up
sure you're
them
not
eyes.
lying right now.
I ain't lying. Y'all look around. Yucca's blooming, okay? That's weird, but it's doing it again. Hey, Bridge, you're back. We love you. Grasses are in bloom. We brought a grass in here.
Yes.
The
What is it?
Fancy.
Pampas grass?
Pampas, that's what it is. That's in bloom. Sunflowers.
It does
the
have quite the
mildly
attitude.
arrogant.
Yes.
Yes,
Pampas
exactly.
grass.
They kind of are. Sunflowers still going, okay? Still looking great. Hydrangeas, y'all know. Paniculatas, they're still going, looking good. Encore azaleas showing up a little bit. I'm noticing those around town. They'll rebloom. That's cool. Roses still going. Reesh, your butterfly bush still blooming, I bet, because I bought it for you. Vitex still in bloom if you cut it back. If you didn't cut it back, it's probably just going to seed. Hey, y'all know what I saw this morning?
What'd you see?
You know what I saw? I saw a crepe myrtle and I saw a Rose of Sharon gossiping with a morning mimosa.
Oh. We're
Wow.
there.
That on the way in. Sorry, that was my joke. That was my joke. It wasn't great.
I think
okay.
it's fantastic.
Thanks,
Oh,
Tyler. The
there
button.
it
You
is.
pushed the button. Thank you.
The studio audience is
Yes.
going crazy.
Great. All right, let's talk about some vines that are blooming. Okay, clematis still blooming. Sweet autumn clematis specifically. That white one
That
that
one is
smells
going
good. That's kind of
crazy.
invasive. That some people like, some people don't. It's in bloom, like full bloom, covered, looking great. Morning glories are annoying, but they're blooming. Crossvine, Caroline, yes.
Mine looks fantastic right
I'm
now.
sure it does.
Are
Okay.
you jealous?
No. Honeysuckle.
like it.
Honeysuckle is still blooming. Okay, the natives, Joe Pye weed, ironweed, goldenrod, and then, hey, y'all, it's fall. It's not really fall, but it's getting there. Asters, mums, pansies. Joyce, come buy some pansies today. The white ones. I know you'll love it.
Joyce, just come look at the white pansies.
Yes, I'll load a bag or two. There you go. That's what's in
Yeah.
bloom, y'all. That's
All
what's
right.
blooming.
Very cool.
You know,
Yes.
and it is meteorological fall.
Oh, good.
As far as, I don't know how much credit that meteorologists get
Actually take for
well,
it,
they
yeah.
just say September 1st is the meteorological fall. So
Well, fall's in the air, and there's a bunch of it on my lawn too.
yes,
So I mean,
it's
no.
definitely the weather is wonderful today, and we'll take it. And I'm sure it has a lot more people wanting answers to their questions.
yes.
That
Oh, yeah.
Caroline has the list of.
I have the list of them. Hey, we got some live questions in. The first one comes in from Scotty. Scotty asks, if you have a green giant yellowing on some branches, what is the best way to bring it back to health?
Interesting. Yellow on some branches. I'd like to see this a little bit. I mean, it might be nutrient deficient. Typically, yellowing is a sign of not enough nitrogen in the soil. That could be. So
Could it be dry?
It could be that. It could be, depending on the placement of those limbs. If they're lower down,
Yeah.
there could be a Great Dane in the
Yes.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's not unheard of.
yeah, what David's saying is like literally physically breaking of a stem. Like if a stem just breaks a little.
I was
Oh,
thinking
you mean-
of
what he was
chemical damage is what I'm
Now I
thinking
get
of.
it. Yes, you're right. That could be a problem.
Now I
too.
get it. Hey, Scotty, you can email that photo to gardeninginsideout@gmail.com. If you have time to send it in, before the end of the show, we can at least look at it. We
Yes.
won't be able to put it up on the screen, but we can give you more insight. And then Diane says, is it too late to transplant hosta and spiderwort? No, I am waiting to transplant my hosta. Remember when we did that poll?
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm splitting up. I'm dividing the striptease, and she's going into a side bed.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, you got plenty of time.
Plenty. I mean, you got the whole winter, pretty much. I mean,
Hey, I got a question.
okay.
What was this Instagram post you guys put up yesterday? It's already got like more than 50,000 views. I'll just put it out there. I don't know if Tyler's
It was a
can
magical
arrange for
thing.
that to pop up during the remainder of the program. But,
It was huge. It was, a very simple video. Caroline's been wanting to do this for like a month.
So we have had this cactus for 2 years now. It's a Euphorbia ingens, which is not a true cacti, it's a succulent, but we treat it as a cactus. And it grew from 4 feet when we got it in to over 12 feet in the last 2 years. So it's gotten to where it's unmanageable. It's not actually safe for anybody to take and put in their home because it's so top heavy.
Not
So
anymore.
we decided to bring it down, chop it up. We're going to prop it. It's going to be great. And here is the video. Today we are chopping a 12-foot tall Euphorbia ingens. So we're going to slowly lower it as it is very top heavy, using styrofoam to keep our hands nice and safe. It's wild to think this cactus has gotten this tall. Chopping is not going to hurt it. We're going to bring in a Sawzall. That is Austin's favorite garden tool to use. Make sure you're watching that white sap. We don't want to get that on our skin or in our eyes. We're taking 3 cuts, so this cactus is going to be more manageable. Let this callus over. Stay tuned for part 2.
Well, there
Yeah.
you go.
Really great song.
Y'all, 65,000 views right now on that video.
Yeah.
We've done like 100 videos, and that one just hit.
That's
Great. That's
There
so
you go.
cool.
It's that Sawzall.
And it's still
that did it.
climbing.
It's still climbing, still going strong.
We're shooting. The goal actually is a 500 million.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
We're not greedy.
No.
We just
not at
need.
all.
We need is a few more views to get to a 500 million.
Uh-huh. I'm always
Great
shooting
product
for 500
placement
million.
for the DeWalt too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I love that Sawzall.
Yes.
It's a good one.
Not a sponsor.
You've used it a lot. All right, we got more live questions in. One coming from Bill. Bill says, good morning. I've got some stressed dogwoods that are dropping leaves early. What steps do you recommend to help them out?
Bill, I've been seeing this as well. I just noticed a tree actually yesterday on my way home of a dogwood and out in the middle of the yard that's starting to go color change, which is a little early, but not too early. It's pretty typical, but definitely some leaf loss. And I've seen a lot of trees around town that are just, a little tired. They're just a little tired, and they're going to drop those leaves a little bit early. There's probably nothing wrong with your tree at all.
And you will see it's not unusual. They'll tell you before they're getting ready to do that because the leaves start pointing down. I mean, you'll see them start to begin to flag. So when you see that, you can get out there and water to help revitalize. That'll push it out a little further. And obviously, they are deciduous. It will not keep it from happening altogether, but it will delay it.
Yeah.
And you
And-
may hang on to those colorful leaves longer.
And that's the thing, is that most of the leaves you're going to see that are dropping are going to be dropping from the interior of the plant.
Yeah.
So most of the exterior of the plant is still going to color up real nice, that maroon color that we all love with dogwoods, which dogwoods are
Mine is starting already.
Yeah, all of them are pretty much. And they're, dogwoods are known for their early spring show, which is beautiful, don't get me wrong. But their fall color is really something to be noted. I
Absolutely.
mean, it's a good tree for
And
that.
if you look closely, you'll see your buds that'll be there for next spring because
Yep.
they're already forming. They're small right now, but
Yep.
they are there. So
And that's a good point to note, that we're not going to do any wintertime pruning on a
No.
dogwood, because all those
No.
buds, like David just said, are forming now. So anything you cut, you're going to cut off some of your flower show. So if you do want to cut your dogwood, which typically you don't have to, they're so slow and they stay small. There's no real reason to cut. But if for some reason you plant it in the wrong spot and it's got a limb going over your sidewalk or something like that, let's do our pruning right after they bloom, and that way you won't lose any of
And
that
that
flower
rule-
power.
And that rule
Can't have
applies to almost everything that flowers. If you really don't know when to prune it, right after it flowers is a good time, unless it's a fruiting plant.
Yes.
And then you won't get fruit.
Oh, and that would be so sad.
Yeah, what's the point?
What is the point? You sounded like Batman when you said that.
Sorry. Sorry, it was something in my throat. Don't call me out.
Yeah,
What's the point?
Yeah, Caroline got a shout out from James. She wants Caroline, who is a featured teacher from Bates at all fall gardening classes at Cheek.
Yes, I will be
Bravo,
teaching
bravo,
a
bravo.
couple gardening classes at Cheekwood in
Well.
October.
Nice.
It's going to be exciting. I cannot remember the dates off the top of my head. Could be October 5th, but I'm doing a class on houseplants and then houseplant propagation.
Cool.
There you go.
Come on out.
And I bet you that euphorbia gets featured somewhere in all of
I
that.
think it probably will.
It should.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
So
and where we
thank you,
made
Jane.
that cut on that euphorbia, are you going to cut like angles down to where the straight cuts went, or
No.
you let that callus? You're just going to let it
Just
callus
let it
off
callus over.
and then stick it in some
They're
dirt?
so easy to propagate.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's going to callus for a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and
you
then
just
we'll
can't be in a
plant it.
hurry, and
Right.
you got to
Then it
have
might
dry
rot.
conditions to do that.
Yeah.
Yes,
cool.
you do. Hey, we've got quite a few questions about transplanting plants. And the three that we are getting the questions about that we're going to discuss is roses, hydrangea, and phlox. People are just asking best time to transplant them. Can I transplant creeping phlox in the fall?
Yes, of course. I mean, in like late fall into the winter, like during dormancy, we try to just say this word is dormancy, okay? So whenever things are not growing, they're chilling, literally chilling over the wintertime is whenever you're typically going to move your stuff,
Think
okay?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Great
Yeah,
day
get
to
your
do
family in to help you out. Get them roses out.
Yeah, Thanksgiving, I'll get out in that yard.
You know, it's strange. We're having it over at your house this year.
Yeah.
We don't, yeah. Oh, I see you got some new shovels. Yeah, get out here in the yard before we eat.
Earn your supper.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Before you eat, that's the key.
Yeah, before you eat,
Afterwards,
y'all go
you're
out
useless.
there,
You
transplant.
get nothing.
I'm
Yeah.
about to transplant a lot of things, and I am waiting until the weather cools down a little bit and stuff goes dormant.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what landscape plants do you stock in February? Is there anything that can be planted?
Almost
So much.
everything.
We stay stocked. People get asked this question all the time. When do y'all close for the winter time or whatever? We're like,
We do
don't.
not.
We don't. And in February, we actually have a pretty good select. You know what? One thing comes to mind in February, hellebore.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
shade-loving, evergreen perennial. We buy them by the hundreds, like literally. Hellebore
They
in the
fly
early spring.
out the door.
That's not necessarily a shrub, but
That's probably one of the first plants that we get in, right?
yeah, I mean,
When they're
for, like,
prime.
It's the one that first that everybody notices
Yes.
because it just looks
They're all in
spectacular.
bloom.
In the wintertime.
And the other thing that we do here at Bates Nursery is that we have this extensive indoor facility that you can shop in, and it can be really cold outside. And I would not call it. I would call it temperature modified. It's if it's really cold outside,
Microclimate.
it's just going to be chilly in there, and we don't want plants to be in warmth. They need to be dormant, but we don't want it to be quite as cold as it is perhaps outdoors, or if it's raining or snowing. It's a nice kind of a shopping mall kind of wintertime experience. So.
yeah. And in February, y'all, when it comes to shrubs, like, yeah, we may not be like at peak, like have everything like we would in the spring, but we have a ton of stuff even through February. Like, you can always shop out here. Come
All
on.
the conifers, all the
definitely
magnolias,
that.
big trees. I mean,
Deciduous trees.
Yeah.
And in February, we all know how antsy we're all getting
Oh,
to
yeah.
get out and just, look at stuff. And it's a great way to get out and just get some exercise, if nothing else. Walk around and pick our brains. And
Yeah.
in my case, that doesn't take very long.
And then get to digging in February. One of my favorite customers who comes out here, shout out to Cheryl. Haven't seen you in a minute, but she told me a story about how she did some landscaping and it started snowing all of a sudden. She's up in Kentucky and she was like, we planted all that stuff in the snow. There was ice and not one plant did not come up in the spring. Everything was so happy to get in the ground while they were dormant. She was like, we didn't really have to do much work other than digging in the snow. So that goes to show February is a great time to plant.
You talking about Paducah?
I'm talking about Paducah.
What's up, Paducah?
Was she here? Was she here yesterday?
Not that I know of. I
She
did
wasn't
not
here
see
yesterday.
her.
No, but she's in like it seems like every
I
other
did
week.
speak with someone from, I thought they said they were from Paducah yesterday, but I did not
Cheryl,
ask
did you
them.
sneak in?
She
could
wouldn't have.
No,
she always has to
always
say
says
hi.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You don't have to sneak into
No.
Bates Nursery and Garden Center because we're here to serve your gardening needs, and we really do it. We feel like no others, and that means anywhere. I mean, not just in this general vicinity. You know, we really try to have the selection of plant material, the amendments to get really great results out of your plants. But I think where we really shine, Josh, is the level of expertise that we offer. When you walk in and you meet someone here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center that's on our team, you're going to meet someone who is an informed horticulturalist.
yes.
And you're not just going to get a dumb look. I mean, unless you're talking to me.
That's not true.
Not true.
They
Not
are-
true at all.
I have just an incredible staff of people who are so informed and really enthusiastic about what we do here and the things that we're privileged to get to bring to the Nashville market area. And even more so, we have a lot of folks who make the drive from great distances,
Yes.
because we do have things that others do not have. So we invite you to come out and see us. I also invite you to check out our website, batesnursery.com, where all of our things that we have for sale are listed there. Matter of fact, if you go up to the search box, which is just kind of right up at the top, you can just type in the word native up there. Every native plant we have will come up. Now, there are nurseries that do a great job of just specializing in natives. We have a selection of native plants that is pretty amazing just in our native department. Now, we've got also ornamental grasses, we've got tree shrubs, ground covers. Our selection of shade plants, I believe, is truly second to none.
Yep.
We've already mentioned Julie Patterson, our purchasing agent. So she's the one who makes it all happen. And it all comes as a result of efforts that my grandmother started 92 years ago.
92.
So pretty amazing. We'd like to keep in touch with you. We don't want to overdo it, though. We'd love to have you subscribe to our weekly newsletter, as now nearly 33,000 people have subscribed to.
Yep.
And we communicate with everyone who needs an answer via that. We 100% of the time get back with you. So sign up for our newsletter right here on the website, batesnursery.com. And it's a once a week thing. We don't share your information with anyone else. It's just us and you.
It's free.
And it's worth everything you pay for it.
Oh, it is. It's wonderful.
So
The highlight of the week.
come out and see us. We're conveniently located 1 mile north of Briley Parkway at exit 19 on Whites Creek Pike, which is just minutes from Rivergate, Opry Mills, Nashville West, downtown Nashville. And no matter where you're coming from, it is worth the drive from anywhere. Again, check out our website, batesnursery.com, or better yet, come see us. We're open from 9 until 4 o'clock Monday through Saturday, and this Sunday, noon until 4.
Wow.
Our fall season on Sundays has begun, so come see us on Sundays, noon until 4. Bates Nursery and Garden Center, beautifying Nashville since 1932. And we appreciate you giving us a couple of minutes to talk about that and help you in your gardening efforts. Yes.
It's true. When you come out here, folks, you smiling faces. People love what they do out here, and you can tell when you're walking up and down the aisles, because that's fun to do out here.
And you need to allow for a little time, because there's a lot of stuff to look at here.
Oh, yeah.
And
Man.
particularly if it's your first time out, you may be slightly overwhelmed because it's
Don't forget the tree lot. Don't forget the tree lot.
or the back tree lot.
Yeah, we have 2 tree lots now.
Yes.
There's a lot of places to go.
There's a lot to look at. All the annuals that have come in this week, all the chrysanthemums, pansies, other ornamental things that are great for accent plants for fall color. That and a whole lot more. And we just enjoy visiting with you. So
We do.
Come on out and see us.
And speaking of stuff to look at, what are we looking at in here?
What's in room with Caroline?
Wow,
perfect. That was
segue. Tyler was
seamless.
ready for that one.
He had his finger on the button.
Yes.
Finger on the trigger. So we went with a fall theme today. Y'all, it's kind of chilly today. We're moving into fall season. We'll have pumpkins here one day soon. So let's start in the corners. We've got Taylor juniper, a good foundation plant that's going to really survive and thrive, I would say,
So
And a
here in
native.
Middle Tennessee.
So
and
good.
native, yeah, so great. And then we've got pampas grass next to it. Now, I feel like this kind of has a bad rap a little bit. Like, people don't love this grass. I do.
It just gets big.
That's
Like,
okay.
I know it's okay. If
Mine's
you got
blooming
space.
right now, and it's
Fluffy.
kind of in the shade. I just decided to give it a try to see what would happen.
Now, admittedly, it's not as hardy as some other grasses. So if you have a severe winter, it can get damaged pretty severely, but there's nothing that makes a plume like it makes. So a lot of
No.
people say, you
Ploofies,
know what,
man, are
I don't
great.
care. I want it because it's so gorgeous. So
It is. And
It'll
it
also
takes up
cut you.
space. It is. Now, I do have the hardy pampas grass that I had planted, and I planted, I think, ivory feathers as well, and ivory feathers did not survive last winter. So my hardy, that's just what it came labeled as. That's the one that actually survived. And then we've got red rooster carex down here. It kind of looks dead, but it is alive.
That's the great thing about
Yeah.
that plant. Even if it's dead, Yeah, you wouldn't
You don't even know. You
Yeah.
have no idea. There was a meme circulating on Instagram for a while at a garden center where they had these, and there was a little sign that said, "I'm not dead."
Yeah.
I am not dead. I just look like this. But this is like the perfect fall look,
It
the
is.
perfect fall grass. I've used these in fall mix containers before, and it looked great. And I
Gotta
couldn't
have 'em
tell
in
if
a
it was
mass.
dead, like Austin said, or Kev said.
You got to have a mass. Got to use
Yeah.
a lot of them together.
If you plant them in ground, definitely. And then, of course, we had to bring in mums because we are getting those in here at the nursery. And marigolds right next to it. They really blend in well. They look like fall. And tucked in between them, what are those, Josh?
Pansies.
Pansies.
Yes.
Hey, Joyce, we got some pansies down here. We got these yellow ones. Just the classic pansy look. I'm going to get my pansies maybe today so I can plant them on Sunday or Monday. And then if you're wondering what that little leaf sticking up in front of those pansies is, that is autumn fern. So I don't know if we can zoom down at all, but the new growth on these is like this burnt orange color. And then it's going to turn green as it matures. Wow, Tyler's really getting close in there.
It's one of the best hardy ferns.
Yeah. I've
So
got
good.
one, and I have barely watered it this summer with, out where I am, we haven't had rain in weeks, and it is doing just fine. And then let's go ahead and pan up, Tyler, to our feature plant.
Lazy Susan.
There it is, Lazy Susan on the hot plate.
Yep.
We've got, it's a Heliopsis. This one is Tuscan Gold. So I always just call these perennial sunflowers. So this has a sunflower look. It's going to come back year after year. They're super hardy here, and now's the time that they're showing off. I see them out in fields on the side of the road in full bloom. I mean, yellow everywhere. I have these in a couple of my beds. Some get really tall, some stay a little bit shorter. But come on out. We have a lot of them right now,
Nice.
and you can't go wrong with them. Pollinators love them.
Now, where does the fern grow? Is it a sun lover or is it a no?
That
not
one's
at
a
all?
shade. Most
Okay.
ferns are shady ferns.
Right.
Yep.
Although I've got some brake ferns that are in full sun, and they are thriving.
How big will that one get?
I mean, the height of it right now is about how tall, but it'll keep spreading out.
Very cool.
Yeah, are you going to
a
take
good
some
plan.
home today, Josh?
Yeah, no, not so much. I'm still.
You
on
haven't taken plants home in a while.
I'm still on restriction.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on that little plant tour with me today.
It was great. Good work.
Thank you so
Caroline.
much. Thank you for the help. Austin and I did this one together. Let's get back to our questions. How long before I need to plant after buying outdoor shrubs?
Oh, you mean like after you plant them and bring them home? I mean, it's recommended to try to get them planted as quick as you can, I guess. But as long as you keep the pots moist, y'all, we've had plants out. Sometimes we have plants that don't sell for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And they'll sit in their pots. All we do is give them water.
And we do it on pavement.
Yeah.
by
Oh,
the
yeah.
way.
It's just
So-
a lot of maintenance, a lot of
Yeah.
work for you. To not
Yeah,
plant
it's just
them.
more water. I mean, you have to water them more if they're up above the ground. But, I don't know what to say. Like, you can get them home and plant them. If not, then just make sure you water them whenever
Yeah.
they're on top of the dirt.
Take care of them. I've had some plants in pots for quite a while. I'd say years. You've had some plants in pots for probably 20 years on your driveway
Oh, my
that you haven't
God.
planted. So,
Dramatic.
So you've got time to.
It's only been
I
15,
planted
Caroline.
plants in pots
Only
on
15
purpose. I
years.
mean, I've got several in pots that are going to stay there as long as we can keep them there.
Yeah, they
well, let's
do
think
just
about
fine.
houseplants for a minute. I mean, we
Yeah.
keep houseplants in pots for decades, or you can. So anything can live in a pot for a while. You just have to, give more effort.
Just more maintenance. My Annabelles look like trash.
Yeah.
Will cutting them back now affect them
Wow.
in the spring?
No, it won't.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, I've noticed this. Annabelles are certainly getting to that point.
That noise was you agreeing with it.
Well, yes, kind of, because we turn so dry. Like David a lot of time talks about his Annabelles and how he likes to keep them, up, and like the blooms will stay faded, but not necessarily like brown or black. This year, y'all, we haven't had a lot of rainfall to keep those blooms kind of still okay. So I've noticed a ton of Annabelles that are like literally brown, almost black, and they look bad. Go ahead and cut them off. If you don't like it, cut it off.
If you don't like it, cut it off. Yeah. But it won't affect it next year? That's what
No,
you're
it's not going to
asking in
affect it
the
next year. You could even do another prune over the winter if you wanted to shorten a little. If you just want to clean up the blooms, like that's one thing. But then over the winter, if you want to shorten even more when they're dormant, you can do that as well. And it's totally fine for an Annabelle. They bloom off new wood. Even if you cut it to the dirt, they're going to come up and bloom next season. So don't worry so much about the pruning on those.
Don't you worry. Hey, Tyler, we've got some photos. Are we ready to throw those?
I don't know. Are we ready? Well, first we need to address one that we missed last week.
Okay?
Dina.
Hey,
and
Dina.
Rowan.
Sorry, we didn't get your armadillo issue. That's not the right camera.
And
Hold
we
on.
did
There it
not.
is.
We did not forget about you, Dina.
Hey, I will say really fast, we got, I believe, 2 questions about armadillos this week. So that seems like something that's happening. I'm actually having that issue for the first time ever. I have 4 of them in my garden
north,
beds.
too.
All right, so
You know-
here's the bed.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, armadillo ravage.
Yeah.
Looks just like mine.
Don't you?
Hasn't touched the dianthus though, and a couple other plants, which is interesting.
That is
But
interesting.
They're not really eating the plants though. They're looking
No,
for grubs.
Yeah.
They look for grubs. Yeah, they're just disturbing the root
Grubs,
system.
night crawlers, worms. They eat all manner of things. And one of the things that we've noticed, my brother has a lot of issues with. Now he traps them, and he's got a guy that'll actually come and get them. We won't go into that story, but they're there just to eat. And if you've had dry conditions and then it rains, they're going to show up because all of a sudden the ground conditions have gotten a lot easier for digging, and they're gosh, what diggers!
Yeah.
They're like little
They go
Sherman
crazy.
tanks
Yep.
Yeah.
with diggers in the front, and they're very tough. And it was,
They can jump high too,
yeah.
folks. Don't fool yourself.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
can-
Really?
You
yeah,
sneak
if
up
you
on
honk a
them.
horn on them, they can jump 6 feet in the air.
I want to do that really badly.
Well, they're at my house every night. You
Yes,
can hear
I'll-
them out in the yard.
Okay, I'm coming to honk horns.
I think it
Come
should
honk
be.
horns at my house.
There should be like
my dogs will be so mad at you.
Armadillo skeet shooting competition where you honk the horn, get them airborne. You got to
Yeah.
shoot them while they're in the air.
Oh my God.
That's a great idea. Okay, we're gonna do
That'd be
that.
so sad. Hey, but our question on
They're,
that.
they're highly invasive.
Yeah,
and they're
that's
they're
true.
moving ever further north. I used to think they only lived in Texas.
I know.
Not anymore.
No, they're
Nope.
here. They actually got under my house a few years ago, and in the middle of the night, we heard them destroying part of our ductwork. It was great. So the question we got, or one of them, is how do I get rid of them? So I think you said, I guess, catch and take them somewhere.
Yeah,
Might be the only
They're
way.
considered a pest in the state of Tennessee.
They
so
absolutely
I think
are.
they can be.
Here and everywhere else, I suspect.
Will they move on after some time, or do they?
We scared
They're
ours
quite
away.
prolific
Yeah.
breeders too. So I mean,
One thing you could try, so long as you have no vegetative crops that you try to harvest, is there are insecticides you can apply to the soil that will kill off the things that they're in there to dig after. So if you have fruiting plants, you don't want to do that because these are things that could be toxic, and the plants will draw them up, and it'll be in the fruit that you would be wanting to harvest. So if you've got figs or strawberries or apples, whatever, you don't want to do that if you've got fruiting plants. But if it's all ornamental, you could try that approach, and it will certainly reduce it because they'll figure out pretty quick, well, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
We're going to move on down the street.
Yep.
And they will.
They're
and
the
then
worst.
some of the deterrents that you can. There are predator urines that you can buy, but again, it's just like everything else. You have to reapply it if you get
I hear
rain.
it's gotten so bad that moles are starting to revolt because they're encroaching on their
hey.
once complete domain. Now they're
True
competing.
dystopia happening in Middle Tennessee.
Oh
now.
yes,
It's getting
I
wild
don't want
out
to mess
there.
with the moles, man.
No, you don't. And we've got a couple more photos that let's go ahead and get
Yeah.
up.
So this one, redbud, or
Ooh,
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, super cool. You know what you got? A leaf cutter bee.
Yep.
Look at that perfect, almost surgical type incision around the edge of that leaf. And they really, really love redbuds. So that's cool.
And this comes from Connie and Kevin.
Hey, Connie. Hey,
And they're
Kev.
asking, hey, Kev, they are asking about the brown spots on the leaves.
Oh, okay. The brown spots are just kind of part of it, like in Middle Tennessee. It's a fungal spotting that happens on leaves.
It's September.
It's September.
Yes.
Exactly. The plants almost never stay 100% clean through this whole season in Middle Tennessee, y'all. And honestly, that minimal spotting that's happening on your tree is nothing
bad.
to worry about.
and in a month they're going to be
You
gone.
won't see them.
Yep.
That's
It'll
right.
be just fine. I feel like this time of year it's very, very bad. My hostas look terrible.
Oh, all sorts of stuff.
yeah.
You
They're
name it.
getting tired. They're
Yeah.
getting fungally.
That's why
They're
you need
going-
a variety of things, so you
Yes.
don't have to focus on the one thing
right.
that doesn't look spectacular.
Exactly. Plant for the season.
Which one do you want to do next?
Whichever one you got,
Tyler,
Tyler.
just do
send
you,
it.
boo.
Okay.
Try it.
All right, so we've got a Ficus triangularis here. It says, I bought this about 2 months ago. I love it, and I want it to work in this location. I'm worried it's not happy. They said it's dropping leaves every day. They water it every 7 days.
It's growing towards the light.
It's
Yeah.
growing towards the light. So I will say
there's
with
not
this
much of.
particular ficus, it does drop leaves, especially as we go into the winter. I've had one that dropped all of its leaves. It went dormant in my house, and then it refleshed in the spring or like mid-spring. So I would say with you having it 2 months, it's still acclimating to that spot. So it's still going to be dropping leaves, and it will acclimate to that lower light, although it's not going to be really, really happy.
Move it over 2 feet.
It does need a little bit more sunlight, or you can get a grow light to kind of supplement a little bit. They respond really, really well to that. And also make sure the soil's drying out completely. Every 7 days might be too much watering. If it's not getting ample sunlight, it's not going to be drying out as quickly. So make sure you just pick up that pot, see if it's light, or stick your finger in it if you did plant it in a ceramic pot.
So, Caroline, do you think that they should be raising the blind all the way up
Absolutely, they
and put
should
it
raise
right
that
in the front of
blind.
that window?
If they can, yeah.
And then turn it like a third of a turn every week so that you get light all the way around. And that sounds like a lot of activity to have to do, but that's what you need to do.
But that's what it is, working for plants.
Ficus
that bad.
rotisserie.
Let's be honest though, like looking at that picture, that looked pretty good.
It does
Like
look
you
good.
shouldn't have to worry too much. Like a little bit of interior dropping is fine, but like that plant was pretty dense and like nice.
Yeah, but
Very
that sheer
down-
shade will block more light than you could possibly imagine, too, folks. I mean,
Yeah.
it really does.
They
Plus-
might pull up the shade, but just making sure there's new growth coming out, that those are not the leaves that are falling out, it will be fine. That ficus is notorious
Yeah, and if
for
you can't
dropping
decide
leaves.
if it needs to be watered or not, just don't water
Just
it.
don't water it. Just wait for it. Those can sit dry for a very long time.
Yep.
All right, Tyler, what's next?
AI plants.
Oh,
AI plants.
We need to address this.
Oh, yuck.
This was sent by Aaron Carey, which might be your daughter, Josh.
Could be.
Could
be.
be.
Could be.
She the one that's out of the wheel or still in it?
She's still in it.
she's still in it. She's interacting with
Maybe
the
not
show.
after
She's still
this.
in it. Well, no,
So-
she said it to be like
Okay,
addressed.
it looks to me
Yeah.
like there are impatient leaves on there. There are rose
See that one
flowers.
leaf that's kind of hanging on the basket? That's strange.
What
What
is
she's
that?
trying to alarm everybody about is that some of these gardening sites that are out there are not showing you the reality, folks.
Oh, well,
Yes.
that's not a new thing.
No.
This is
It's called mail order catalogs.
Oh,
and
yeah.
those of you who are not hip to that concept, that's gone on for ever since there's been mail. I guess on the Pony Express, they misrepresented some kind of a cedar tree they were selling back in the day. It's not at all unusual for things to be sold as one thing, and the
In particular, you're not going to see a lot of these things that are AI generated in reality, because that's what happens with, and what brought it to our attention in particular is that a friend shared that as it was absolutely real. Now, if you go to the website that's tied to the pictures, he says that he is a digital creator. So he's not yet. So, but folks get confused, and they're going to come
Well,
around here
yeah,
looking
gosh,
for.
Well,
the,
we get that a lot. We
Yes.
get people coming out. I get it in houseplants. We get it in
Yes.
perennials. We get it on the lot. Especially with like calathea. People will
Yep.
bring in photos of this leaf that is
And it's-
clearly photoshopped.
and
Those
it's-
colors aren't real.
and it's going to get worse.
And it's it's going to get worse.
So-
So it's a lot of those things.
Believe
just don't
what you
exist.
actually see in person. And
Yes.
the things that you see depicted as images, you can enjoy them, but they may not be reality.
Some of them are
based.
absolutely stunning, beautiful the way that they put them together. But
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not real.
If not unrealistic,
Yes.
though.
Yes.
You know, it
Absolutely.
gives people false expectations of where things
But
grow.
see, but
Exactly.
that's the nature of, I contend, and what I'll get away from quickly is the mail order catalog effect. That you always see pictures of these specimen, the absolute most perfect blue spruce. The color is the bluer than any blue you've ever seen. And they rarely exist that way, if ever.
Yeah, here, yeah, you're right. And I find it funny, like people will be looking at a plant, like out here on the lot, they'll be looking at a plant and they'll be like, okay, let me check the tag and look at it. And they'll look at the tag. I'm like, you're looking at the plant.
plant.
This is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
Don't
because
look
the
at the
tag.
tag.
Yeah, I mean,
you
I
can-
can tell you all about the plant. You don't have to look at the tag, but like, this is what you're going to get when you bring it home. So
It's what's
it's
gonna
right
happen.
in front of you.
Let's
All
go
right,
ahead and
one
get
more.
to our next one.
Yep.
Yes. So this comes from Sherry Autumn Joy Sedum. I was going to call it sequins. Oh, so sparkly.
Kind of like that.
She said, so welcome this time of year. Look forward to a tree shopping trip to Bates. My Autumn Joy Sedum is going wild right
That
now.
looks
It
pretty
looks
tall,
so good.
doesn't it?
It is tall. That's stretching a little.
Yeah, it gets, I mean,
Getting
it's
up
some
over
height
that
on it.
The
growth.
most bulletproof plant.
Oh, so easy.
I mean, if you
My
can't
only
grow that
issue with
one,
it is flopping. Sometimes it,
They're heavy.
yeah.
They're
they do
heavy.
with those blooms.
Especially with the bees. When the bees get, the bees love that plant. Right now, our bees are humming on our sedum because they're in bloom, looking
They're
good.
in bloom. And I want to make sure we get one more question. We got a few live questions,
Yes, we
but
did.
Having a major deer problem this year. They have eaten my tall phlox and tops of my tough stuff hydrangea. Will this affect my hydrangea blooms next year? And can I cut the tall phlox now since I have no blooms left?
Sure, you can cut your phlox now. That's fine. And it's not necessarily going to affect your hydrangea next year, but you need to leave those sticks up on that one, okay? The tough stuff is a serrata type hydrangea. That needs the old wood to stay up, so do not prune that to the ground. Whatever you have up that the deer didn't eat, leave up, okay? That's where the buds are coming from next year.
Leave it up. Oh, there's the music.
Oh.
The music.
It's 9.
Gosh.
Neem oil on junipers for mites.
Yeah.
Miticide.
It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, I mean,
Use
don't do it in the
miticide.
sun.
That was
No.
another fast hour, guys.
Absolutely, it was.
Real
Oh my
fast.
goodness gracious! We're gonna have to come back next Saturday morning. What do
Well,
you
let's
think?
just do that. then.
Okay, we can do that. Hey, everybody out there, have fun in your garden. Have fun inside
Hey,
your house. 'cause
great
that's what
weather.
Yes, it's
Couldn't be better.
glorious. Tomorrow you're open 12 to
Yes,
4.
noon to
Okay.
4. So
Noon
come
to
out and
4.
see us.
We'll be here.
You got pansies for some people.
For
that-
Joyce.
For Joyce.
Joyce,
Pansies for Joyce.
Joyce
Hey.
and anyone else who would like.
For everybody here at Gardening Inside Out, we appreciate you joining. Hey, like us, share us, tell the whole world. Go out and find the Instagram, share it to the world too, and see what's going on there around. Hey, we'll be back next Saturday morning, right here from the Green Room Studios at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. See you then.